Well, discount airlines in Asia are still just getting off the ground, but alliances are already being considered. Valuair and Jetstar Asia are reportedly in talks. Tiger Airways is also said to be mulling possible partnerships. Merger talks could herald the first wave of consolidation in Asia's cutthroat budget airline industry. Well, for more perspective, let's talk with Pascal Bordat, CEO of FairNet. Good to have you, Pascal. This is happening rather quickly because when I read about this story, I thought, well, these discount airlines just started, but they're already thinking about merging. So what's happening here?
Well, as you said, I mean, it's a very competitive market. I mean, if you just go to fair.net, just to talk about our site, you can see that from Singapore to Bangkok, there are more than 12 airlines flying between the two cities.
Wow.
And 4 of them are low-cost carriers. So competition is tough, especially from Singapore.
Right.
But it's a very good industry. I mean, there's a lot of other routes where those carriers actually are already present, and there's a lot of expansion possible to come.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, they don't fly everywhere yet, so there's so much more growth potential, right?
Absolutely.
But when it comes to overhead costs, things like that, I mean, merging would make sense.
Yeah, that's what you find in merger. You can cut costs and be more efficient, even though low-cost carriers are, I mean, started on the premise of being very efficient to start with, and to have very efficient distribution also on the internet, for example.
Are they making money, though?
Well, I mean, 6 months after starting, probably they're not there yet. Yeah. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons. But they'll be stronger. I mean, each of them fly to different countries, different cities, and that's also part of the difficulty of the low-cost carriers. I mean, they have to have the rights to fly to the destinations. And when you look at Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Southeast Asia, I mean, this is already huge. And then you have China, you have India also, which is opening up. So it's really a real big market.
But what about, though, the pricing then? If you start forming these larger discount carriers, you know, are we going to get those cheap flights that we're used to already now?
Well, I'm sure, I mean, there'll be others. And a good place to find out the pricing is to go to fair.net. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Because what we do basically, I mean, we're a portal, we're like a media, like a Yahoo specialized in finding the lowest fare on the market. And so we look at the traditional airlines websites, the low-cost carrier websites, travel agency websites. So you can see what is really the lowest price on a given market.
Right.
And even though these two airlines merge, I mean, they'll still have to compete, and they'll still want to push forward their concept of being a low-cost, efficient carrier that can bring very low-price travel to the public. So I'm confident that you'll still be able to find that.
Should the major carriers be concerned now then? I mean, they already were because of these discount airlines coming on board, but now if they're going to merge and become bigger and better and more competitive, should the major airlines be worried?
Well, the major airlines already factored in the presence of these new carriers, and they have other advantages. I mean, they have huge networks, I mean, they carry passenger long distance, and they can interconnect all their flights and all their routes, whereas low-cost carriers are very efficient on very specific routes.
Right.
So,
but as you said, though, this region of Asia is becoming so popular. The inter-Asia travel is huge. It's a huge market.
Absolutely. And it's going to become more and more. I mean, we've seen a lot of things happening. I mean, in the last 2 years, it's been extraordinary. I mean, all these new carriers coming up. And if you look at India, and it's incredible. I mean, almost every week there's a new carrier coming up. So even though, I mean, Jetstar and Valuair get together, there'll be probably new options, and I'm confident that the market will continue to grow.
And it's only going to be good for the consumers like you and me, right? So, yeah, okay.
That's exactly what we are about, helping consumers find the best fare in Asia Pacific.
Of course, that's always a good thing. All right, Pascal, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.